Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. No coding, no black boxes, just English prompts turning into live trading bots. That's Botspot. Robert Grzesik built it to democratize algorithmic trading for everyone, not just quants. We'll dive into what building a platform like this actually takes, why the margin between idea and execution is shrinking, and how everyday traders go from idea to deployment. Welcome to the pod.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I think the algorithmic trading has been stuck for quite a couple of years. There hasn't been anything new, and that's where Botspot sort of caught my eye. Is okay, cool, we're using AI. How are we using AI? What are we doing?
Sure. So basically, the idea for Botspot came about somewhere around October, November of last year. So we, as LumiWealth, as a company, that's our company. We've been around for almost 6 years now. We've been teaching people how to build trading algorithms by just like having classes, like teaching people how to code in Python. Here's how you build this stuff. And we've been doing this for a while. But last year, around October, November, was a really important moment in history, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
ChatGPT came out with the O1 model.
Yes.
Which is the first time that I've ever seen a model where you could tell it to code something and it actually works, right? So seeing that, I was like, holy crap, we've been teaching people how to do this. Now we actually have this technology that can just do it for them, right? So O1 wasn't perfect, O3 got better, GPT-5 is better, and we're going to keep seeing that cycle improve and improve. And now we're getting to a point where we could actually just talk to this thing and it actually has a really good chance of building out a good bot that's profitable, that's going to do well for you,
Okay, so take me through the pipeline, because obviously I have to have some rudimentary idea of trading. I can't, if I can prompt, I want to make a lot of money, build me a bot. Like in theory, because I mean, the stupidest questions is always, that's where people are going to go. What are we talking about here? What's sort of the level of understanding required? Let's start there.
Sure. So you're right. A lot of people do actually use that prompt, right? They'll go in and just say, hey, make me a bunch of money. That is probably one of our most popular prompts. So you definitely hit the nail on the head there. If you asked me,
so funny. It's just, make me money.
It's true. I mean, it's
make me money.
Just make me money, right?
Yeah.
That's really what you want at the end of the day. And if you had asked me a couple months ago, was that going to work? I'd say probably not. These days, AI keeps getting better and better, and I actually think we can get to a point where that prompt will actually just work, right? Because we could actually just take all the bots that we have running, all the things we have going, and just ask you a set of questions, right? Like, what do you want to trade? What's your risk profile? What do you want to do? And we could actually make something that works for you, not just because the AI is good enough, but because we have the data to support it, right? We have a bunch of bots running on our platform. We know what works, we know what doesn't, and we could actually go based off of that, right? But inherently, as of right now, where we stand today, that does not currently work. You would currently have to have some sort of idea, right? You're most likely going to be some sort of trader that trades options or stocks or crypto or futures, and you probably have some sort of strategy that you've been working with, whether it's profitable or not, right? You have some sort of idea. You type it in, and we can produce that out for you. And then once we have something built out, we could actually take it further than that too, right? Because now when you build a strategy, we could actually back test it and run it. And we could find out, is this working? What is working? What isn't? We're adding a new feature, hopefully sometime tomorrow, where after you've created the strategy, after you've back tested it, you can now refine it, right? So let's say the first time around, you'll say, make me a strategy that trades Palantir call options, right? Okay. Palantir has been doing very well. Okay. It'll go off and kind of do the best shot it can, right? But then you would take that and you would back test it, get some data. How did it actually perform? Is it doing well? And then you could tell it, and literally this has been working on, actually, I have it work on my computer. We haven't released it yet because it's still a little buggy. But hopefully by tomorrow or Thursday, we'll have this out, where you could literally just say, make this more profitable, and it actually works, right?
Sort of like my make me money prompt.
Kind of, yeah, kind of. That's kind of where we want to get to. We want to make this like as easy as possible to use, right? And the reason why we're able to make that prompt work, just make this more profitable, is because it has access to backtesting data, it has access to live trading data, it can actually see what worked and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? You could get a list of all the trades that happened, a list of all the logs, give it to an AI like a Gemini, and say, hey, this is what the user's asking to do. And we'll say, you know, make it more profitable, right? That's what you're asking. And here's all the different trades. Take what the user's saying and come up with a summary, right? And you could summarize that for trades, summarize that for all the logs, summarize that for the equity curve, and then present some evidence to say, hey, this thing was trading at this point. That didn't really work too well. Maybe if we adjusted it here, like it can actually have those types of insights and then give it to another AI that's going to like actually rebuild the strategy for you, right? So that kind of
like
prompt is
agent,
actually becoming, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So what is it output? What is the output format of the strategy? Like, where do I plug it in? How does that work?
So it outputs Python code, right?
Okay.
But we want to make it so you don't even have to pay attention to that, right? Kind of like, you know how you use Lovable? You ever use Lovable or something like that before?
No, not
So Lovable, there's, I think Base 44 is another one. There's a bunch of things like this where technically it's creating code for you, but that's kind of just hidden in the background. You don't need to know all the details. That's the technical side. If you want to get into it, sure, right? If you're a coder, you can do that. But we want to make it so that you don't even have to know about that, right?
Yeah.
We're going to instead show you a diagram. We can give you a flow chart that's actually explaining how this thing works. So you can actually see it from a visual standpoint. We're going to give you a write-up that's written in plain English. This is what it does. Here's step one, yada, 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 right? In plain English, describing it to you. And then when you back test it, you're also going to be able to see exactly how it's been placed in those trades and those types of things. And we could also add in, and we're adding in this agent soon, where you could actually just ask questions, right? You could say, well, when does it trade? At what strike price? What's the expiry that it's doing? You can like just have a conversation with it, like you're talking with the code. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. How does it? How does AI deal with market influences like the president of the United States tweeting, or just opening his mouth basically, and then something happens? What have you found there? How does AI deal with that?
So the way that our website works is we allow you to kind of build out a strategy that executes on a specific thing, right?
Okay.
One thing that you could ask it to do is to pay attention to tweets, or pay attention to Twitter, pay attention to Reddit.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yes,
scraping for data. Now we're talking. I'm listening.
So one thing that we found that works actually quite well is using Perplexity. Right? So Perplexity is great. Yes, because it has a search engine built in, and you could basically make a bot that just searches Perplexity once every 15 minutes or once every 5 minutes, however often you want to do that. And we'll say, what's going on with the market right now? Did anything interesting happen? Right? Are there any stocks that, their CEO did something stupid, right? Like you could actually give it that type of prompt, and it will just do that search for you every 5 minutes. Did anything change? Oh, all of a sudden Elon Musk said something dumb, right? Let's short the company, right? And we could automatically do those types of things.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds awesome. That sounds right up my alley. Listen, if someone wants to get involved, what sort of are the tiers of users that you have, or product offerings?
So we have our starter plan, which is a 1 week free trial. Then we charge $99 a month after that. We have our pro plan, which costs $200 a month. And then we have our all access plan, which is $400 a month. And all those have different things in them. For the starter plan, you get access to our website, all of our technology. You get access to a bunch of support from our Discord channels and things like that. You also get access to, and something that we haven't spoken about that's a really important part of this too, is you're going to get access to our marketplace as well, where we share the strategies that we've made up on there, and then people could share with each other, right?
Okay.
So you don't necessarily have to be someone that's building a bot. You could just get one that someone else has made already. right?
Yeah,
That includes ones that
that's
we've
sort of
made.
like when you go to Midjourney, the image generator, and you sort of look at other images that people have created
Yeah.
through prompts. And I quite like that, and then I'll just have some of that, basically.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And
Mm.
for images, it sort of makes sense, but a lot of times for images you kind of want something more specific.
Yes.
But for trading strategies, it makes a lot more sense because you can actually see how these things have done,
Mm.
right? We just have a page that you can look at and say, this strategy's been doing the best. This one's the second best. Oh, do you want to run the best one? Click deploy, and that's it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. What else is in the pipeline coming up? Because you sound like people that like to roll out updates or new ideas and play around with things. What are some of the things that you've got coming up?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely try to aggressively ship. We definitely push features quite fast, definitely. Right now, kind of the main things we're working on in the next maybe month or two
Yeah.
is we're getting our marketplace out. We're hoping to have that out sometime tomorrow or after tomorrow.
Okay.
We're getting a new version of our AI out, which can do all this analysis of backtests and
Hmm.
whatnot.
Hmm.
And then we're releasing our agent where you could just have like a conversation, right? You
Okay.
could just like talk to it, right? Those are
Yeah.
the immediate things that we're releasing in the next, week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right? But after that, we plan on getting pretty crazy with what we allow, right? So we actually have a roadmap planned out for the next year. Um, what we're planning on doing is getting our marketplace to have monetization on it, right?
Okay.
Because right now you have sharing of algorithms, or we're going to have that very shortly.
But you can buy my algorithm, I
Right,
guess. Okay.
right, exactly. Which means that if you're the type of person who wants to develop stuff, but maybe you
Mm.
don't have a ton of money, right?
Okay.
Maybe you're a brilliant programmer, but let's say you live in like India, like some rural place or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you
Yeah.
just don't have the cash and like it just doesn't make sense to spend your whole lifetime investing your own money. But if you make something for other people, you could actually make a pretty good money doing that sort of thing,
Mm.
right? So we're going to introduce monetization features behind that. And transversely, if you're someone who does have a lot of money and you're like, I don't want to build these things, just
Mm.
go in the marketplace, just buy something, right? So we're going to monetize our marketplace. We have a lot of plans around our AI. We want to make our AI significantly better. We're kind of thinking we want to be like the cursor of trading strategies,
Mm. Makes
right?
sense.
Cursor's great at a lot of things. Cursor. I don't know if you use Claude Code or whatever,
Mm.
any of those things.
Haven't.
They're great, but they're first of all very technical.
Mm.
If you're not a coder, you're gonna have a hard time with it, right? Second of all, it's not geared towards trading, right? Where you speak to Cursor, it's like, okay, I'll make a trading strategy for you, maybe, right?
But
But that's like,
it's
okay,
like basic. It's
yeah,
very sort of like it's like it gives you an example of what something would look like. Something like that.
right,
Mm.
right, exactly. Whereas we're now able to take that much further, right?
Mm.
Not only can we build this thing out for you, but we have an AI specifically made for these things with data behind it. We've built tons of algorithms already. We could give you all those examples. We could say these are all the strategies that are working the best. Here's all the backtests that have been run. Here's all the backtests that you've run in the past. Here's maybe even what you trade in your own stock trading account. If you link it up, we know that you like this and this and this stock, and we can even
Mm.
proactively suggest certain things for you. And we really want to get our AI to that point where this is like, we want to make the AI so good that you don't really have to even think about trading. It's like
Yeah.
giving you suggestions. You're more just saying approve, 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 as opposed to you even putting in any effort to do this.
What about I wanted to ask you something now and then I forgot. But basically I wanted to ask um with AI, right? And the markets, everything is getting more clever and easier and whatever. Isn't there a chance that sort of things could go the other way, if that makes sense?
The other way, and what do you mean by
In
that?
terms of results, like the results people are seeing might not be as successful because it seems just to me like everything is getting easier and quicker and whatever. And it's like, I don't know. It's just like, is there a possibility that the market can actually sort of overcorrect to basically flush all of this stuff out?
Sure. So I think kind of the question that you're asking, and other people ask this as well, is like, if everyone has this kind of tool, these edge,
Yes. There we
right?
go. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways that I think about that question, right? Is first of all, if you were to go back to, let's say, not even that far, not even that long ago, 1980, let's say, and if you told a stock trader today the types of technology that you personally have available, it would blow their minds. You know what I mean? In 1980,
Still
you
using
had to
fax machines.
you had to physically go to New York City or call someone that
Yeah.
would go to New York City, stand on the stock exchange floor, and actually physically buy something by raising their hand or screaming at someone across the floor. Right? That was literally 45 years ago. Right? And look at how far we've come. You know, like the Robin Hoods or whatever. If you ever use the Robin Hood app,
Yes.
you can place it. Yeah, you could place a trade, lining up, going onto an airplane. You're about to fly. You actually forget that. You could do it on the airplane
On the
itself.
airplane, yeah.
You know, from your phone, right? Placing trades
So,
while you're midair going somewhere else in the world, right? Like that's crazy, right?
yeah.
Did that hurt the stock market? If anything, the stock market's actually been doing better since then, right? It adds more efficiency. It actually helps markets do better because people are able to trade more consistently and do all those types of things, right? So I'm a big believer that if we give these types of tools to people, that it's actually going to go in the way where everyone's going to be able to be more profitable, right? And the reason why is because a lot of people make dumb decisions, right? If you actually look at the majority of retail traders in America, it's something like,
Emotional,
yeah, it's emotional, it's not well researched, like you're just buying things on a whim, right? And the majority of people do not beat the stock market, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, exactly, right? And it's actually not that hard to beat the stock market. Like if you do a little bit of research on this, do a little bit of leverage, like you don't have to do anything crazy to beat the stock market. It's actually fairly easy to do that, right? So, you know, if we could just give these types of tools to people where they're able to actually see this, right? Where you could build out a strategy, you could see what other people have built, you could see the back test behind it, you see the data behind it, and you're like, holy crap, I should not be buying that out of the money call option on Palantir that's expiring next week. The chance of making money on that is very slim. And you can literally just go back in time, just back tested the past 2 years, you'll see your account would have gone to zero, right? Why would you think that now is going to be any different?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So giving those types of tools to people, I'm a strong believer that we're going to have a much more efficient stock market and all markets across the board, because you're going to have people making decisions that make more sense, better researched, and you're not having people lose money on things that just don't make any sense. You know?
Makes sense to me. Robert, thank you so much for joining me today. If the people want to go and connect with you and go and play around with Botspot, where can they do that?
So you'd go to botspot.trade. It's not .com, it's .trade.
.trade,
so
yeah.
BOTSPOT.trade.
And where can they connect with you if they want to?
If you want to connect with me, you can send, I guess, through an email. You can email me, rob@lumiwealth.com. You can also join our Discord server. We have that available on botspot.trade. We also have a chat
on the social,
function.
not big on the social media.
Oh, you mean social? Yes, we do have socials. It's LumiWealth on all of them. Right? Yeah.
Okay, we'll put the link somewhere in the comments. Robert, thank you so much for joining me. I think this is going to help people that have maybe great ideas stuck in their head and they don't know how to get it into code or even onto paper. And I'm very excited to see what people are going to build with it. Thank you so much for joining me today. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. And we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
No stars tonight. Empty hands clutching at the fight. Screams in the distance louder than my mind. Nothing left to hold, nothing left to fight. Static in my veins, chaos in my name. Feel me endless game. Static in my veins, chaos in my name. Tell me why it's always the same. Shatter the silence, break the chains. Drown the whispers in electric rain. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm alive, burning the shadows to survive. Cracks on the floor, jagged like my soul. Cracks in the mirror swallowing me whole. Voices of ghosts that screaming my name. No escape from the sinless.